Cheers. Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a broccoli and tofu teriyaki stir fry with rice. So let's get into showing you what you need to make this dish. So this is what you're going to need. A block of extra firm tofu. A lot of people don't really know what tofu is, but it's a vegetable protein, which is very easy to cook with. A lot of people get intimidated by tofu, but it's very easy to cook with. We're going to need a bag of frozen broccoli, about 2 to 3 cups. You'll need about 200 mils of teriyaki sauce. And I'm using the thick teriyaki sauce too, because there is a thin one, but that one don't really work very well. So make sure you get the thick teriyaki sauce. You're going to be using a tablespoon of soy sauce for the rice. A tablespoon of olive oil for the tofu. And 2 cups of brown rice. You could use white rice, but I prefer brown. And extra things you're going to need is a cutting board. I'm using a wok, but you could use a large frying pan. And a small saucepan to cook your rice in. So let's show you how to cook it. So I just have a cutting board here with a bit of paper towel underneath it. So first we need to get our tofu out of the package. So I'm just going to make a slice down here on the side to open that up. Get my knife underneath there. Sometimes the fingers need the help. Then I'm just going to lay that down on the board and cut through that. So once you do that, you should be able to take the top off. And then you can take your block of tofu out. And I'm going to lay my tofu on a bit of paper towel and discard the packaging. Dry off my cutting board. So with the paper towel, I'm going to take 2 pieces of paper towel and lay the tofu on it. And I'm just going to take another paper towel and pat it off to get some of the extra moisture out of it. Because you don't want too much moisture when you're cooking the tofu, because sometimes if there's too much moisture, you won't get a nice crust on your tofu. And it'll taste soggy. So now how to cut it. So what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to make slices down the tofu, maybe like 1 centimeter. Just making sure you're leaving enough room. Try to make your slices equal in width, because that helps them cook more evenly, and there won't be such a difference in cook time. So just keep making slices down the tofu. And then you're going to want to put all your pieces together and stand it upright. And then you're going to want to make 3 slices to cut them into strips. So I'm going to go 1 slice, 2 slices. So now we have these uniform strips of tofu. And now we're going to show you how to cook it. So you're going to want to add 2 cups of water to a saucepan and turn that on high to get it to a boil. And in our wok, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Just estimating around 1 tablespoon. And we're going to turn that on about a 6 or 7, so medium high. So you're going to want to add your tofu to the wok. And do this before preheats, because when it preheats, it might start to sizzle and get oil all over you, which is not very good. So just let that sit there for about 4 or 5 minutes and let it get, you'll hear it because it's going to be sizzling. And make sure you cover your saucepan and wait for that to get up to a boil. And once it reaches a boil, you're going to put in your rice and turn down the burner to a simmer, which is about a low. So once you hear your tofu boiling, add in your broccoli, and then I'll add in a bit of teriyaki sauce. So once you have the broccoli in, we're going to add not too much teriyaki sauce, maybe just about half a cup full. And we're going to let that cook, and then for about another 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to flip it and then we're gonna add more teriyaki sauce. So I've just stirred my stir fry, and make sure you're turning your rice down to low or medium low, and make sure you cover it and then give it a stir once in a while. So now we're gonna add a bit more of our teriyaki sauce, about another quarter to a half cup, and we're just gonna stir that around now in a minute. And so make sure that nothing's sticking on. Make sure you're constantly stirring it. Well, not constantly, but occasionally stirring it so nothing sticks on and so nothing's burning. So I'll check back with you when I add more teriyaki sauce. So it's been about 5 minutes of it cooking, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more teriyaki sauce and mix it around. And make sure when your rice has no more water left in it that you turn it off the heat, and just cover that there, and make sure it stays warm until your stir fry is done cooking. And then I'll show you what it's like when it's done and how to plate it. So this is what it's gonna look like when it's cooked. So now we're gonna plate up. So this is what it's gonna look like. And as always, I'll have a list of ingredients in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe and get a chance to make it for yourselves. Let's just have a little taste here. Cooked nice. The broccoli has a lot of nice teriyaki flavors, and the rice is cooked perfectly. So thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.